So what's up, guys? Today we are going to do this. So this is how it looks. So we are going to have two parts. So part one, we are going to do the setup, modeling this using shapes, and then part two, the animation. So let's get into it. So from this you can see there's this big ring, the red one, and then there's this, and then there's another one here. There's a bunch of rings forming this apart from these lines. So let's see how we can do this. So you can see here, this is how it looks. Look at the final render. If you look at the final render, this is how it looks. So let's start. So open a new project and just look at the reference. So this is it. So right away you start with a tube. Just need to add more segments on the rotation. Use 36. And then say 75. Say 20. The height. Yeah. So you can have fillet. I think this one should be 72 to have a smooth rounding. The radius of the fillet. Segment 2. So we have, that's the first one. So we can just duplicate and put as a child. Call this one this number tube 1. From this you can see this is the golden, and then there's this, and then there's that. So this is the main tube. This will be the red part. So you can see it's a small line. Yeah. So we are going to increase the height of that and then reduce that. I think just reduce the height and then pull it out. You can see that there's a small thin red line there. So then you have like a 0.2 there. Yes. So and then there's that other one. So it's just duplicating this. Call it 2. Now you're going to increase, reduce that, and reduce that. So from the look of this, you can see. So leave it at that. They have this as 0.2. You can just check. So yeah, so this is that part. So we do, we can have the same rings because we have this and then the golden part. That's just two parts. So we can duplicate this. Call it top. Then we just move it. So we go to the main one, top. Then you just want to reduce from the look of this slightly giving some space there. Yeah, so just going to reduce that, so that you can just come to the top view, and just scale it down. Like so. And then we select this. If you look at this part, and then we just give it some height. You can come to this view, here, and then move it down somewhere close to the center, and then just reduce this to almost touching. And if you can use all numbers here, 63 and then maybe 62, and then you say 7. So if you look at that, then 0.5 is okay. So the next part is this top part, this one, still using the same namings. So we are going to just reduce the outer radius and reduce the inner. I think just having this as 55 and then 52. That's pretty much it. So if you continue, yeah, it's pretty much what's happening there. And then give that a rounding of 0.2. That's okay. Now the next part is this inner part with the red ring. So what you're going to do there, you're going to introduce a cylinder. And then rotation segment 72. I think the height, leave it as 12. Radius, let's just see. From the reference, a little bit tighter. You can look at it from the top. Like so. And then we go to curves, give some rounding of maybe 0.5. Radius of 0.5. That's cool. So you can select all this, just move them down a little, like so. Just save it. So from this you can see it as our red ring. So we can just grab one of these and put it as a child of that. And then you can hide this. And then just reduce this. And then increase that. I think you should increase it one more. And then cut down the height to 2. Maybe less, 1. And just move it to almost intersecting, like so. So that's mostly how I did these parts. So the next part, if you look at it close, when it presses down, these tubes also respond. So how I did that, first thing first, we need to create these segments. So how I created those is by same. Just look at that again. Yeah. So I just went here. So on this, just have a copy. And then we are going to do slice. So we just went to slice, enable slice. Before we do that, we increase radius. And then we also increase height. Then you go to slice, and then now you slice it. Slice it 15. So that's how you get this. Then in this slice you put it inside cloner. Tell the cloner to do a radial, and then you just move the cloner up, reduce the radius to 0, make segments 4, and then you just eyeball it like so. I think you're going to increase the inner radius to a little bit intersect like so, and save. Next thing you're going to do is if you look at this, so how I did that, to a point where it responds, where it adjusts with it's like a shock absorber. How I did that is I created took an arc like so, then reduce the radius. Once that is reduced, then I took cylinder, not cylinder, circle spline. And then what I did there is clone the circle along an object, and the object is the arc. So what you do, like so, but then go to the clone itself and then tell the distribution to be step, and then like that. So we have 3. I think 3 is enough. So just reduce this radius. So what I did, duplicate this clone because we need the exact parameters of it. Then you can delete this, and then I want to make this editable like so, and then bring it inside this clone. And then what I brought length put it inside there, and then put this inside the lathe. Not lathe, but a loft, sorry. So put it inside a loft. Not lathe, but a loft, like so. So you have that. If I enable this, go to the radius, then I go to the rotation and then change. So just increase that radius a little. Then make them touch down, come to the loft, and then hide, close all those. You want it to be an open. Come to the cloner, and then say 90. Come to this view, top view, and then reduce the radius. Like so. And then you do an offset just to align them. So you have them aligned like so. Then reduce this radius. Then because you have this first one, select it and then just drag it down. And then maybe just drag it out. Select the third one. So what I'm doing here, I'm just adjusting this, the things that are driving the loft, like so. Then you select the first one, you move it down just to align it. You can even select the last one and then move it close to the center. Move this down. You can even rotate it. Rotate. So yeah, this is the top part with all the elements inside. So this clone is supposed to be on its own, and then when you move this, you want it to interact with these values. So I'll just add more subdivisions to this. I think it's this one. Yes. Yeah. So you know that this is the first. And then this one done with it. So this is the first cylinder. This is the top part. So what we want to do, we want to attach this to interact with this, so that when you move this down, it moves with those. So then, but then this should also be part of it. Yes, so this one goes in here. So when you move that, so what you're going to do is going to right click on this first ring, go to animation tags, and go to constraint, and then tell the constraint to be parent. And then when you go to the parent, you put the you drop the target. So the target here is this top part. So if we test that, you can see what's happening. Yeah, so those ones are attached like that. Right, so most of that part is done. So let's see. So this part, what happens if we, yes. So what you're going to do here, you're going to have this cylinder as a child, and then delete this, and then you're going to change the orientation to Z, and then you're going to reduce, we don't want this, so we're just going to reduce the radius, and then we increase the height, and then maybe take the radius to 4, maybe 2. So yeah, so if you rotate this, yes, so yeah, so just save. So what you're going to do next is write this text. Oh, we need to add these spiky things. So how we did the spiky ones, just came top view, in the top view, I think we need to rotate them, just to align them with the that. Then we come in here, object, we come in here, then we go to offset, then we go to rotation, we're just going to leave it there. So what you're going to add here is these spiky points here, 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 and here. So how I did that, just took a pen tool and then just did 1, 2, 3, and then there, and then joined those. I just came here and then grabbed that, right click, chamfer, and just chamfer that, everything, and then just bring those ones down, and just pull this up a little, and then right click, bring the knife cut, just cut this part, select it, move it up, right click, soft interpolation, yeah, and then came here and then put it into an extrude knob, and then the object, change the offset to 10. I think I even went lower, 5. Yes. So and then what I did next is just get a copy of that. Just come to this view, select all the points, scale down, scaled it down, select there, and then use hierarchy. And then I came here and then select this, the one I reduced size, and then just pull it up and then lower. No, just pull it up, put it low, and then just continue duplicating that, and then just go to object mode, select it, just go to point mode, object, go to point mode, select everything and just move it to the left, and then I just scale it down, just move it there, and then I just duplicated this again and then just moved it to there. And then just moved it to the left, and then move this one to the right, and then select both, and then I moved them up like so. And then the next thing I did is put it inside a clone, tell the clone to do a radial, and then come here, I only wanted like 4 to match these ones, and then reduce the radius, and then yeah, so here you have it. So I think I can just reduce this a little like so. Yes, and then select this and just move them down. You can even select this and then move it a little bit down. So yeah, that's mostly how I did that. So select everything, put them in a group, and then I just rotated this to 90. And then I want to rotate this like so, and then I need to go in here, and then rotate this to just align with it, with this, at least to align. Yeah, so most part of it, that's what I did. So then I go next, adding the text. Just went here and then pull down that, and then because this needs to be the child of which one, the top part, for when we move it, it moves with the text and also interferes with the shocks. So we are going to put it inside here and also give it a group. Select it and Alt G, call it text like so. And then this text is what is going to be DJ and then bold and then the baddest. So this one is going to be DJ. So I'm just making sure this is mid aligned, and then move it a little bit to intersect. and then you want to reduce the height and reduce the depth, and then go to this view and align your things. So I want this one to be here, and then capital D with it selected. So you need to DJ like so, and just reduce the height a little. So you can change this font to something thicker, but from our reference, yeah, I think it's okay. So we just reduce that to modest size. Control drag down, and then call it, this is the one that's going to be called bolt, and then you change this one to bolt. Then in this case you can just increase it and then move it down. I think you should move this up. This one is moved down a little. So the next thing is add a cube, and then object, let's make it smaller, and then make this one 2, and just put it smaller like so. Just move it down, and this cube should also be inside that. And this cube should also be popping. I think 1 is okay, or even 0.5. I think 1 is just okay. 2 is okay. And then intersect it. You need also this one to intersect, and then this. And then just holding control, click and drag, and then change this to baddest. So say the baddest DJ. So yeah, so I think you reduce the height a little. 9 is okay, and then just push it out a little, and then this should be a child of that, so that when you move this, it moves with it. Yeah, so that's how I created that within those few minutes. So I just come here and then add some rounding. Like so. And then what else? Oh yes, so I added I think I should just get this cylinder. So I just copy this cylinder and then put it inside the text, and then change the orientation to Y, and then reduce the segments to 6, and then change the height to 2, and then just move it out, and then just want to align it here. I think you reduce the radius to maybe 1. And then I think 1.5 is okay. Then caps and fillets, you need to add some, and then this 0.2 is okay. Yeah. Then the next thing I did is I wanted it to be on both sides, so I went here and then put a symmetry, drop it inside the text, then drop that inside, and then now you have 2 of those, like so. Yeah, so that's mostly how that was modeled. So let's go into texturing. We have gold, black, red, and silver. So let's create those materials. So I'm using Arnold. So for Arnold, you just go to create Arnold surface, and then you go to standard surface. You open it, and then the first thing I want to do here is just want to be able to see it on the viewport. Just grab on the output and then pipe it to the viewport. Tell this one to be your first metal, and then tell it to be gold, just like that. Then you have gold. So you can rename it to gold, or you just see it's gold. So if you go back here, the outer part, these parts, and these parts are gold. So we'll start with this. The main material is gold, and then we can do that, and then change this to silver. And then just check the reference, red, silver on the inner main. So this is silver. So another thing we're going to do is come here to Arnold, and then go to Arnold lights, and then add let's just use a sky dome. And then under the texture of the sky dome, you need to put like an HDRI. This is what I used, this one. So if you go here, now you can see what's happening. Yeah, you can now see what's happening there. So I need to hide this. You go select it. I think I'll add more samples, like 4, and then go to the camera, reduce that to 0, so you can only see that. So so here, which one is this? The cube. This is the inner part, the rings. So I just duplicate this and then open it, reduce the metallicness, metalness, and then change this to red. So which one is this? You just drop that there. That's not it, but you can drop it here. So you drop them there. Which one is this? So this is red. This should also be red from our reference. This one is gold. So just check the reference again. Yeah, so this. So these 2 parts, this part is red. So duplicate this and then have this as a like the dark one. And then this dark one, reduce the metallicness. Make it a little bit that. So yeah, and then so we drop it onto this like so. Then we want this one to be red, and then the text is silver, gold, silver. So this one gold, this one silver. And then this the golden one as a red outline. So you put this here, and then you tell the section here to do a rounding R1. Yeah, so those are the ones. This is gold, this is red. So you just select it and then just drop it there, holding control, click and drag. And then you want to do it to these two, and then instead of that you tell it to do a gold rounding. If you test render that, is how it looks. And then you don't want this gold to reflect a lot, so you can reduce shininess and maybe add more color to it. Yeah, so and then these ones, let's bring this up. This, I think you need to increase a little, like so. Increase that a little. Yeah. So I think I also need to increase this, the outer radius. I think you need to reduce it a little. Yeah, so just save that. So that's how I mostly modeled this. So go to these parts, check our reference image. We have red. So which one is this? So we'll do red on this, and then we'll do red on this, and just check the reference again. Cool. So we go here, go to this, you need to press C on the keyboard, and then you have all this that you can assign material to. So from the reference, the middle one is gold and red, the rest silver. So we are going to disable this clone first. So we just touch that, just move it close so that we see what you're working with here. So this is red, no, this is gold. Yeah, gold, and then this is red, and then these ones are all silver with a control click and drag, drop it there, but you don't need it on this click and drag, control click and drag to duplicate the material. So you have the outer linings in, we have those outer linings in red, and this one is in also red. So these are red. The reason why they're not showing, you need to come here, and then caps, just need to give it a little bit of rounding. Like so. And then I need to give the red one a silver look, like so. And then you save, enable back your clone. So yeah, so that's how I made that. And now to test my shock absorbers, if you come to the top one and then move it, it responds to the shocks. So for these shocks, I'm going to put I'm going to give them a black, and this part of the shock, where is it? This part, I'm also going to give it black. And then now there you have it. So thank you for watching. The next part will be animating, and if you have any question regarding this project, this is the one I did. If you have any question regarding the project, feel free to ask.